The other reason I love having you on is you are literally more the Veruca Salt of justice than I am. You make me look moderate. But I mean, I felt your pain yesterday on TV when you were talking about these 5 subpoenas, because we are all sitting here going, and then what? Then what are you going to do? Because you know they're going to refuse. Mm-hmm. So the committee investigating January 6 took the unprecedented step of issuing subpoenas to 5 Republicans. It is, of course, Jim Jordan, Scott Perry, Mo Brooks, Andy Biggs, and Kevin McCarthy. And so here we go. They're going to say no, and then what? Right?
Right. They've waited so long to get to this point. I mean, part of the thing that just incensed me is that I don't know for how long they've been offering these people to come voluntarily. Right. That came out with the subpoenas that they had refused to voluntarily cooperate. So how many weeks did we waste waiting for them waiting for Jim, I can't see anything, Jordan, to voluntarily cooperate? How many weeks were wasted on that process? Now we're going to waste additional weeks waiting for them to defy the subpoenas before what? Because we know what the play is. They've been doing this play. They've been practicing this play with their other people, with Bannon, with Meadows, with Flynn. They've been practicing what they're going to do. Now they're going to do it. And what is the committee prepared to do next? When you hear Benny Thompson talk, he's like, well, we haven't put anything in front of the committee. Why not? Yeah. How have you not already talked about what happens next? It's like it's people are saying the Democrats are playing 7-dimensional chess. I would settle at this point for checkers. Because you know what, you're going to make a move. You know what their move is going to be. What's your next move, yo?
Right.
Like, just think 2 steps ahead of the game.
Well, you said it.
And they won't. They refuse. Yeah. And I think part of it is that they honestly don't have any other options. But I think the bigger part of it is that they don't want to take the options that are available to them.
Well, you said it yesterday on TV. You said I'd be answering a subpoena from jail. I'd be saying why I'm not going to fight the subpoena from jail, as would the rest of us. And so, whether it's inherent contempt and they use this stupid jail in the basement or whatever, I don't know, because as you say, you tweeted, where were you? Me trying to work out how long they'll stall before January 6th committee refers them to Garland for contempt and how long Garland will sit on it while the midterms approach. I think Joy Reid said it yesterday, didn't she? Said y'all are playing a different game. Like if they take back power, they will do all of this, and they'll use every tool for blank investigations. Right?
If the Republicans take back power, the first thing they will do is close down the January 6th committee. That will make all lawsuits that the one that Merrick Garland started against Bannon, if he ever starts one against any of these Congress people, that will make all contempt lawsuits moot as soon as they close the committee down. Right? Then this is getting to Joy's real point. What the Republicans will do is that they will invest some other committee. As you pointed out, Steph, Kevin McCarthy is the brainchild behind Benghazi. They will literally invent some other tift to investigate, and they will subpoena Democratic congresspeople, and they will threaten Democratic congresspeople. And when Democratic congresspeople don't show up, Republicans will not have, what's the word I'm looking for, the spinelessness to not go after them, even though they will be going after Democrats on completely trumped-up, made-up charges.
Well, and so, I get
that's what's going. And again, when I say, I'll settle for checkers, that's what's going to happen. All right, This does not take a crystal ball. You do not have to be Miss Cleo to figure out the next 3, 4, 5 steps.
Yeah.
What you have to do is figure out some way to counteract that, and the Democrats, always are flat-footed and unwilling to do what is necessary.
I mean, we can't control what the DOJ does, right? I get that. They can make referrals, but it seems like if inherent contempt is the power we do have, why not use it? Do you understand any argument for why not to use inherent contempt?
I've been saying that we should use inherent contempt since before the January 6th committee started.
No, I'm asking you to argue the other side, because I honestly don't know what their argument is for why not.
No, it's untested, and it would maybe cause civil war. I mean, I'm trying to. It has inherent contempt in Congress. Let's just factually, inherent contempt hasn't been used for a while. So the idea that we would use it again, something we haven't used for a while, is apparently scary to the people who are investigating a coup for the first time in a while. All right, so that's number one, I guess. And number two is inherent contempt is Sergeant of Arms goes and physically absconds with some Congress people, right? That's a tough look. You know, one of the things that I said when I was arguing for inherent contempt way back in 2020, I was like, can the Sergeant of Arms of the Congress fight? Because, like, you know, like,
is
I
he
don't
in
think
shape?
Kevin McCarthy can fight, but, like, there's going to be some kung fu fighting if you're going to actually try to put him in Nancy Pelosi's basement, right? So, like, there's a physical. I'm literally just trying to think about the other side here. There's a physicality to inherent contempt that is a real bad look on the national stage, especially when you are just when you're trying to overcome, you know, an attempted physical takeover of the government. So I understand the reluctance. I understand even maybe trying it out this way first, but like that time ended at least a year ago.
Well, that's the thing. When you say, oh, well, you know, that hasn't been used, all of this is unprecedented. What we're going through right now, the overthrow of the United States government, Congress people being involved in a coup to overthrow the United States government. It's all like, anyway,
well, I mean, it's, but remember, Steph, it's not unprecedented in Europe.
Right, right.
It's not unprecedented in the Caribbean. Like countries that have lost their democracy, this is about what they look like, right? This is about what happens. You got to, like I said on Joy last night, a coup that is not punished is just practice for the next one.
Yep.
And so what the world's history will tell us that if we do not punish these people who try to overthrow the government, they will just keep trying until they succeed.
Right.
So yes, it's unprecedented in the American context, but like let's not be the classic Yabo American traveling the world as if we're the first person to discover it. Let's not Columbus world history here, okay? Like there are things that happen now that Americans could be looking towards to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Well, do you take any solace? I feel like we're just any crumbs. If I'm a woman, so any women's rights I can get back, I'll take the crumbs. But justice-wise, federal prosecutors have begun a grand jury investigation into whether classified White House documents that ended up at Trump's Florida home were mishandled. I'm going to jump ahead and say, yes, that's mishandling them. The intensifying inquiry suggests the DOJ is examining the role of Trump and other officials in the handling of classified material. I mean, let's not even bring up Hillary. Our heads will explode. But, okay. So the decision to move forward with an investigation into classified documents could draw the department even deeper into the country's political tensions. I love the way they report on this. Such investigations typically take at least a year, putting Garland on the path of potentially having to conclude it at the same time Trump is running for president again. Oh, my God, Ellie, right? We couldn't prosecute him when he was president. Now we might be too close to running for president again. Are you kidding me with what they did to Hillary?
It's also like, who cares if that's all you got? Like, if that's all you got, then who cares? Because the mishandling classified documents, while bad, and certainly would be terrible if a woman did it, is just, it's not a jail term thing. It's a fine. Right, that you get if you get convicted for that, as you put it, years after the offense. And if that's all you got, there's a lot, right? I'm remembering my Game of Thrones, right? When Ned Stark comes and he's going, I got the will, and Cersei just rips it up, because like if all you got is a piece of paper, then that's not going to be enough, Merrick. And like the idea that Merrick Garland would be so afraid. I mean, think about what they've done to us, right?
Yeah.
We spent 4 years with Robert Mueller telling us, well, we can't prosecute him because he's in office. Now he's out of office. Now we spent 2 years with Merrick Garland saying we can't prosecute him at all. Then we're going to get to the point where Merrick Garland says, well, it's too close to the election to prosecute. Like, what are they, like, do they think we're saps? Yeah. Like, do they think we can't see what's going on here? It's very frustrating, obviously, but like the bottom line is that it's like, I used to say during the Mueller investigation, Mueller is not coming to save us.
Yeah.
Merrick Garland is not coming to save us. As long as Merrick Garland is allowed to stay in that office, and Joe Biden has, for whatever reason, decided that Merrick Milquetoast Garland is his man, as long as Merrick Garland is allowed to stay in that office, no consequences will be brought to the people who try to overthrow the American government. And that will be Merrick Garland's legacy.
Didn't think it was possible. You are Veruca saltier than I am. I still have a sliver of hope. But by the way, I never have you long enough, but thank you for the backup. on women's rights. You said things I've not been called while being a man in favor of reproductive rights. Shrill, a slut who paradoxically is too ugly to have anyone want to reproduce with them, a sea turtle. So other guys who want to jump in this pool, the water's just fine. Thank you. And then just your all caps. Now we care. Now we care. This issue has been on the ballot every election for the past 20 years at least. But now we care. We've been promising to do that. They've been promising to do this for decades, and now they've done it, and now we care. Thank you. Now a warning.
Yeah, like I don't know when Merrick Garland was. Now let's go back to the good Merrick Garland, because as much as I cannot stand Merrick Garland as AG, he's leaps and bounds better than Neil Gorsuch has been as a Supreme Court justice. And back when McConnell stole that seat, what did you think he was stealing it for?
Yeah.
Why do you think Mitch McConnell wanted that seat so badly?
Yeah.
And why didn't people show up then? Why didn't people kind of burn it all down when they were putting an alleged attempted rapist on the court? I mean, I know people tried, but why didn't everybody try? No shade to the many people who did, put senators in elevators, right?
Now you got me all whipped up, and now I'm way overtime, and you have me all whipped up into a frenzy. I love you. I'll see you.
Yes. Get his book, Allow Me to Retort.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yes.
All right, and it makes the right wing really mad. Okay, love you. Mwah.